But in parts of the Middle East, violence continues to erupt between anti-government protesters and security forces. Fresh clashes have broken out in Bahrain. In the capital, Manama, we're hearing of reports of gunfire and tear gas. Also, a doctor tells CNN the city's main hospital has come under attack by the army. We're going to bring in a Mohammed Jamjoon now. He is in Manama, where the situation has become much more dire today. Mohammed, what can you tell us about this hospital attack?
Well, Errol, I just spoke to another doctor in the hospital, and he also expressed great concern about what's going on. The doctor said to me that security forces are still surrounding the hospital. I was told that no doctors have been allowed out since early this morning, and that the doctors are not getting any of the patients that were injured in Pearl Roundabout. They're not being allowed to enter the hospital. They're not being allowed to be treated. This is according to a doctor who's there. The doctor says they are quite afraid. They're quite scared. He also said that there's a camera crew there with Bahrain television, that the camera crew is filming, and that it had been broadcast on Bahrain television that there was some sort of a hostage crisis going on inside the hospital, that possibly even the doctors were taking hostages. This doctor said to me that is patently untrue. That is not the case. Doctors today, I was told, are being treated as enemies here. Hospitals are being treated as a place to be besieged. They do not understand why that is happening. They want to be able to treat the injured. They are concerned that there's been a lot of violence out there, that there are a lot of injured people, and we've also heard that there are 2 people that were killed earlier in these clashes. Errol?
Now, Mohammed, just to put this unrest into context, unlike unrest we've seen in previous countries, Bahrain is a tiny island nation here on the Gulf, and we have, I understand, military forces from Saudi Arabia and the UAE in Bahrain. Is it clear yet which forces are taking these acts and exactly how people are responding to this uptick in violence?
There have been contradictory reports, a lot of contradictory information on the ground here today from activists and from witnesses. Some have suggested that there were GCC forces that had entered the roundabout today and that had been involved in the clashes. The GCC stance, as far as their forces, has been up until now that these forces are not acting in any kind of anti-riot capacity, that they are not going to confront the protesters, that they are not going to try to disperse them. I spoke to several Saudi officials yesterday and the day before. They maintained that the Saudi soldiers that are here only to protect key installations in other parts of the Kingdom of Bahrain. They're trying to ensure stability, that they are not going to confront the protesters, that is an internal matter. The reason this is of such grave concern here right now is that Bahrain, even though it is a very small island, Bahrain is predominantly Shiite. There's a lot of sectarian tension here. There is a Sunni government. The fact that there are forces from Sunni countries that neighbor and surround Bahrain is causing a lot of concern for the opposition here and for the Shiite protesters. They are seeing this as a declaration of war against them and their cause, and it's ratcheting up sectarian tensions, and it's really causing a lot of grave concern for analysts here, for people here who think that this is going to mean that there will be more sectarian strife here. Some told me yesterday they were even concerned that it could lead at some point to civil war. Errol?
All right, Mohammed Jamjoon live from Manama with us, where the Shia majority there is looking for more economic opportunity and equality from the Sunni minority who rules them. Manita.